Hello, I'm Amanda Banda, and welcome to Focal Point, a look into Harlingen CISD's winning team. Today we're joined by Roy Zepeda, principal at Harlingen High School. Thank you for being here today.
My pleasure.
First of all, we'd like to just get started. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in education?
Okay. I was born here in Harlingen. I was raised in Willacy County in the small community of Sebastian, Texas.
Wow.
I attended Lyford High School, graduated in 1976 from Lyford High School. From there, I went to college at Pan American University and graduated from Pan American University in 1979. Received a degree in history and Spanish, and also U.S. Latin American diplomatic relations.
Wow.
Received a teaching certificate, and I became a teacher at Harlingen High School. Taught for 12 years, taught history classes and other social studies classes as well as Spanish classes. After that, I became an assistant principal. Verna Young was the head principal, and I was an assistant of hers for 9 years. And then Mr. Rick Renault became the head principal, and I assisted him for 5 years as an assistant principal. And he retired. I applied for the job, became the head principal, and now I'm going into my 6th year as the head principal at Harlingen High School.
That's great. And how have you liked it so far?
It's been very challenging, yet very rewarding. I think I have the best job in the district.
Yeah.
I didn't say I had the easiest job,
Right.
but I really enjoy what I do.
That's great.
It's been great.
That's great. And what would you say sparked your interest in the field of education?
When I was a student in high school, I had great teachers. I enjoyed my high school experience. I was involved in many activities, organizations, and after going to college, I decided that I wanted to become a teacher and did that.
You know, a lot of the people that we have come on our show, they always say that in high school they were very involved. Mm-hmm. Would you say that that's important, to be involved in your high school and different organizations?
It's very important to be connected.
Right.
When students are involved, they're going to be more successful than not. When a student is involved, parents automatically are much more involved as well. And when you have that parental component supporting their child in all of the activities and organizations, it's a formula for success.
Yeah, great. Mm-hmm. And let's take it back a little bit. How would you say your first day on the job there, if you want to go with as a teacher there at Harlingen High School, or assistant principal and then principal?
Well, when I first started working at Harlingen High School, this was 32 years ago, I was impressed with, first of all, the size of the school.
Yeah.
Having graduated from a very small 3A school.
That's right. And
now working at a big 5A school. That was very impressive. And then as I got to know the traditions and the history of Harlingen High School, I came to a realization that this was the place that I wanted to work forever.
Yeah.
And 32 years later, I'm still there, enjoying it.
Yeah. That's great. Can you talk about Dr. Flores' recent visit there to Harlingen High School? I know he had a message that he gave to your freshman class. I think the class of 2014, is it?
Yes. He was there a few days ago, and he had a very inspiring message to our freshman students. He talked about goal setting. He talked about students staying the course, talked about gaining credits. Not to just settle like for 6 credits, but to go for 8 credits.
Right.
To set high expectations for themselves, and to help one another, classmates helping one another to be successful, helping each other to become focused, in essence to plug in to the school, be an active participant at your school. He talked about his personal experiences as a student, coming from a humble family, that if he was able to make it in education and do well for himself, that others could do the same thing.
Right.
He talked about GPA, grade point average, and the important role that plays. as well as class rank. So he talked about a lot of things that were very important, and it helps students become very focused with what they should be doing as students.
That's great. And what are some, I know Dr. Flores is one of the things happening at HHS. What are some other things going on there at Harlingen High?
There's a lot of things that are going on. First of all, we're off to a great start. Our academics are there. Our teachers have high expectations of their students. They are working at developing a college and career readiness culture. And we're taking all of that to the next level. It's always been there, but there's more of a focus on that today than ever. We're talking to our teachers about continuing to develop a culture of caring and excellence for all students, encouraging students to be connected to their school, to get involved in student activities, organizations. I've asked our teachers to challenge their students, to be at the top of their game in all that they do. It's important for our teachers to develop all of the organizations and programs to be at the highest level of productivity that we can have, performance. So the challenge is there. And to become an exemplary campus as well, as per the TEA ratings.
Yeah, that's the goal. And I know, as everybody knows, tradition is huge at Harlingen High School. I mean, we see the football games, it's crazy. The stands are packed almost every game. Can you go ahead and talk about that tradition and why Cardinal spirit never dies?
As I mentioned earlier, the tradition has always been there for decades and decades, and it only seems to get stronger. I believe that this tradition of Cardinal spirit never dies. I believe that it points to the commitment that our students and parents have to this great institution. In my thinking, that spirit that never dies points to our students. The energy that they bring, the motivation that they bring every day to school is very inspiring. And as long as there are Cardinals at that school, that tradition and that spirit will live on forever.
Yeah, definitely. And are there any success stories of previous or current students that you would like to share with us?
There's many success stories. But right now, we are right in the middle of our football season, so I'll talk about Coach Gomez, our head coach.
Yeah.
He was one of my students back in the late 80s, was an outstanding football player, an outstanding student, a very friendly student, a nice young man. But on the football field, it was about competition. So his competitive spirit is very much there. But he also has a very cooperative spirit as well, and he's a great role model for our football players and all students at Harlingen High School. Coach Gomez himself comes from a very humble family, a great family filled with a lot of pride and love, and he is a true success story, and I'm very proud of him. He was one of my students back in the day when I was a teacher. And now he's my head coach and doing a great job. Yeah,
definitely. Actually, we had him here earlier today as we were talking about it. You should have just seen the spirit and the motivation in the students' eyes, and you'll be able to pretty soon. Can you go ahead and tell us about some of your other staff there at Harlingen High School?
Well, our staff, they're the best. They have bought into the philosophy that we have, that our students' needs come first, that it's about developing a culture of caring and excellence. They're very professional and dedicated to their calling, because we believe that it is a calling. And I'm very proud of them. Every day they work it hard, they work it smart, and they're very supportive of our students, parents, administrators. They're great team players.
Great, and you mentioned that you're very proud of your staff. What else makes you proud when you think of Harlingen High School?
Everything that has to do with Harlingen High School. When I think of the academics, the fine arts, career technology, athletics, all of the different programs, they're all very competitive. So everything that has to do with Harlingen High School, from the teachers to the counselors to the administrators that we have, the clerical staff, they are a top quality group of individuals, and I'm very proud and honored and humbled to be their leader.
As you should be. And is there anything else that you would like to say to the community at this point?
What I would like to say to the community is that Harlingen High School is there to welcome you every day. To our parents, to the community, feel free to come by and visit. We have an open door policy, and one of the other reasons why we are such a great institution is because of the community support that we have. We have a great school board that cares about our kids, and they're always making decisions that impact them directly in a very positive way. Our superintendent and his administrative staff, they are people who work it hard and smart every day. They are at the top of their game. And I would welcome community members, our parents, guardians, to feel free to come by any day of the week. We're there, and they will be well received.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you for coming here today, Mr. Zepeda.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on this edition of Focal Point. I'm Amanda Banda. Be sure to join us next time as we take another look into Harlingen CISD's winning team. Also be sure to check out our Facebook page and stop by our new website available via the HCISD homepage.